Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jochen Hyde, and I'm back with the DesertWolf versus Wirraway Ace Warner Pacific campaign. This is scenario 1 with stacking limits, and today we'll be looking at the 29th of November, 1942 turn. Okay, welcome back, everybody. November 29th, 1942. Things are really heating up around here. Let's see what we get. Okay, Coast Watchers. All right, so when I watch these replays, the lines I like to see the best are naval movement phase, because if there's going to be anything exciting happening like this, it's going to happen usually during that time. Ooh. The K-17 takes a fire at the Takanami. The K-17 was the submarine that hit and or sank that big tanker near Eniwetok a couple turns ago. So I'm not quite sure what this is, but they miss. That naval movement phases are my favorite. Sub attack near Ocean Island. Okay, I believe this is the damaged mine layer or mine sweeper that got hit off of Nauru last turn. The I-172 likes not to launch torpedoes. It would have been a slam dunk. I don't know why. Just fire 2 torpedoes at it, man. Come on. Whatever. Okay, we're not going to see any night activity here. The moonlight's too low for the rules they have in this campaign. Okay, Coast Watchers. And then naval movement. Let's go. Come on, give me something good. Okay, a merger. That's it. That's all I get. Oh, hey, something's happening here. All right, all right. So we have a Japanese bombardment of the Cocos Islands. Yubari is not a particularly good light cruiser. I'm not really entirely sure what the heck this guy was shooting at. One coastal gun shot in defense. I think Yubari was just poking around just to see what's going on there. Hmm. Wow, look at all those subs. Oh, jeez. How many how many times can those subs get hit? Oh, bummer. That's the early warning radar right there. Get intercepted. Man, 66 Oscars, huh? See that? Look at this. 29 patrolling at 25,000 feet and 37 sweeping. So he's got long range cap and sweeps. Okay, got some sweeps up here. You can expect there to be, wow, sweeping and patrolling. See that? Okay, now P-38's over Nauru. A lot of recon right now. Man, he's really he's really wants to make sure that nothing comes in here. Yeah, look at that. Huge raid, guys. Wow, look at those losses. Dang. I think he may even try to attack here, but like this. Look at this. Yeah, Wirraway covered his bases here. He made sure there's tons and tons of sweeping and escort there. Jeez. Got it, got it. Okay, we get it. Yep, I think he may even try to attack here. Bombing up here north of Tian Shui. Wow, the Sonias actually do something for once. Jeez, okay, we get it, we get it. Whoa, 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 what is this? What is this? Oh, dang. This is an American carrier raid on Roy Namur. Oh, I didn't see this coming. I did not see this coming. Alright, let's find out what we get out of this. Okay, these are the carriers that were out this way last turn. Now they're hitting Roy Namur. Wow, nice. Look at this. Okay, so this is all transport aircraft. Look at this. All of these are transport aircraft. So I think we just kind of caught on to what's going on here. No fighters here. A lot of transport aircraft, and they're probably moving troops all over the place here. Wow. Okay. Oh, look at this. Beach 17 is coming out of, I'm guessing, Luganville, hitting Tulagi. Let's see what they get here. They came in kind of low, and they paid the price. One B-17 destroyed by flak, but the airbase is heavily hit. No aircraft there, though. Or, they didn't destroy any. Doesn't mean that they're not there. This is very aggressive play by DesertWolf right now. Very offensive. Yep, that base will be put out of action, for sure. Okay, we got another raid on Nauru. This appears to be targeting the troops directly. Yep, see that? You can tell if you see like land and like trees and stuff, that means it's a ground attack mission against the troops. If you see a base or a runway, then it's an air base attack or something like that. These P-38Gs are coming in just a little bit late to the party. Man, this is very aggressive. I like it. We're still in the AM phase right now. Okay, that was a very active AM phase. Got a carrier attack in there. Bombers hitting Tulagi. Good stuff. Damaged by flak. Man, they're not giving up on these subs, huh? Oh, That's not good. That's another one of the early warning radar PBYs. Can't be losing those like that. They're not really replaceable. What? A6 M5s in China? Why? This is a little odd to me. He's using naval fighters. You know why? Because he really wants to break through here. I would think these would be better used somewhere else. Okay. We got additional raids coming in to that hex. That was a good raid. Look at that. Good hits. Only from 12. 12 Sallies did all this. I suspect the rest of this PM phase is going to be recon. All right. Well, DesertWolf has tipped his hand. Wirraway definitely knows where the carriers are at now. Wait, what is this? What's going on here? A little bonus action for you, right? Before we go into land combat. This AK, what is this thing? Well, it's already getting beat up, whatever it is. I don't think we need to sit here and watch this. Let's just go ahead and get to the point here. But the Yubari is engaging something out here. Alright, so we didn't need to watch that, but the Yubari and friends took out the Barpita. 20 shell hits and a torpedo, and it's sunk. I assume that's somewhere near Coco's. And they're still bombarding. What the heck? Port hits 4. Okay. I really need to pay more attention to that place. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Okay, get ready for land combat. Here we go. Okay, a bombardment attack up here. Ooh, pretty decent results here. It's not bad. Alright, here we go. 3 division. Oh, okay, so we got 2 2/3 divisions that got through here. And their bombardment did not go well because the Allies have more assault value here than they do. Okay, and the impassable hex. Nothing substantial here. Allies are bombarding in Burma now. Ooh. I would I would say that's not a good trade. Well, there you go. So nothing but bombardments for the land combat phase, but some really exciting events are happening with the carriers and stuff in the Marshalls, and something's happening in the Solomons too. It's the first time I've seen any sort of offensive action in the Solomons, hitting Tulagi from Luganville. I haven't. It's the first I've seen of that. So I think it's a safe assumption that those transports are heading up that way. You know, the ones with the Australian divisions, they're heading up that way. We'll get a better look at it here when we go look at the turn here. Okay, a new destroyer at San Francisco. Couple AKs, no big deal. Those are just cargo ships. Wow, let's go look at this. Wow, it's on, man. It's definitely on. Look at this. Got carriers all over the place. It's time for battle. Let's look at the numbers today. 18 losses for the Japanese, 7 for the Allies. The Japanese lost a lot of transport planes here. These were all at Roy Namor. A couple Dinas. The Americans lost 2 B-17Es, 2 PBYs, air-to-air. These are Dutch. These are Dutch PBYs here. And a couple little miscellaneous ships, aircraft down here. Pilot losses, 2 wounded, 1 KIA. Ship sunk last turn. Okay, well, we're claiming RO-34, the rowboat 34, near Nauru. I don't know if that's true or not. I didn't see anything that necessarily made me think that we lost one, or we, the Japanese. But that's what they're claiming. So we'll have to wait and see if that actually becomes reality or not. And again, we saw this ship, the Barbita, destroyed near Cocos. I have no idea why it was actually out there to begin with, but we'll look at that when we come around the map. Army lost points for this turn. Looking at 3 for the Allies, 1 for the Japanese. DesertWolf gained 49 political points. I think this is probably a rounding error of some sort, because I don't know of how you can spend 1 political point. I guess it's possible, but it'd be really hard to do. For the turn, the Allies gain 11 points, bringing the Japanese win ratio down to 1.621. Alright, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to transition over to Combat Reporter, and we'll look at all the action for the turn, look at the combat, the SIGINT, and the ops reports. So I'll be right back with you. Okay, we're back with Combat Reporter. Let's take a look at the action this turn. We'll start with our combat stuff. So we had 3 sub-engagements here. I-172 did not shoot at this damaged AM. That's over here near Ocean Island and Nauru. We had a sub-encounter with the K-17 up near Eniwetok. Fired 2 torpedoes and missed. And we had this weird action here near Cocos Islands, right? Which is over here. I knew that there was a cargo ship in port. I don't know why they left port and got killed. So that was a little bizarre. Let's see here. We had a bombardment attack on Cocos Island by the Yubari, and that didn't accomplish much. And if you look at it, the Yubari is not a particularly good ship for bombardment. Let's take a look at the Yubari. It's a light cruiser, and I'm talking light. Look at this thing. It's got, what, 6 14-centimeter guns? These are less than 6-inch guns, and it's got 6. Nothing to write home about here. I don't even know why you would use a ship like this. I'm not sure what the intent of that was by Wirraway, but he did it, so okay. Ground combat. We had nothing but bombardments this turn, right? A bombardment here, there at the impassable hex, as I call it. One at the hex where the Japanese have been driving through the mountains. They finally got there, and he was just testing the waters, and I don't think he liked what he saw. And then we had an Allied bombardment south of Prom, and again, not a great trade here. I wouldn't say. Okay, No amphibious operations this turn, but I feel like that's going to change here soon. Looking at the air operations, Tulagi got some love today by the B-17s. 2 different raids were launched there. Some flak losses from that, and a lot of hits to the base. We can take a look and see what kind of damage was inflicted there. According to our, well, not particularly good. According to the detection level, which is pretty decent, the airfield damage is only 25. And depending on how many troops are there, obviously there's a lot of troops if you're looking at that now. They're going to have that patched up in turn. So nothing lasting was done to this base. And there was no aircraft there from what we could see. Roy Namur. Now, this is a big deal. The carriers are now in action, right? And SPD Dauntless is 108 worth. Attacked the airfield on Roy Namur, caused some damage, and took out a lot of transport planes. Let's take a closer look at Roy Namur right now. That's over here near Kwajalein in the Marshalls, right? Near the northern part of the Marshalls. So this is what we're seeing here. The airfield damage is 41, which I don't believe is enough to stop it from launching aircraft. We see there are bombers and auxiliary aircraft there. That's going to be float planes, transport, things like that. There seems to be a lot there. No fighters, though. And here's the carriers, right? The Yorktown Enterprise Hornet. These are probably the best of the best. Where they're going from this point, I have no idea. Surprising raid, though. I didn't think he would do something like that. And the rest was just some miscellaneous stuff here and there. A lot of bombing in China, as you can see, by the Japanese. It wasn't nothing unexpected. Some of the first raids caused a lot of casualties, but tapered off a lot. And we'll take a quick look at that, see what kind of damage was inflicted with it. Some pretty heavy disruption. So there's a lot of AV here, but this disruption being so high, if he continues pounding these units with the air power, when he does attack, I think Wirraway may find that some of these units actually don't perform very well if their disruption is that high. That's almost disorganization levels. All right. Let's take a look at the SIGINT. Nothing really noteworthy in the radio transmissions. For located, I didn't really see anything in here that was super important other than maybe this. There's a rapid fire gun battalion at Wake Island. Because I know we're in that area, but I don't know if he's actually going to go in there. Other than that, I didn't see a lot of SIGINT that was that useful this time around. Let's get into ops report. We'll talk about arrivals. We did get a new destroyer at San Francisco. The, what's it called? The Calk, which is a Bristol class, which is a variation of the Benson / Livermore / Gleaves. They're all the same basic subclasses. So these are good destroyers. No Fletchers, but they're okay. All right, combat. Again, we see Japanese submarines are constantly getting hit, and these XSXs, it's pretty consistent, and they keep getting hit over here. Let me show you. Near Millie. So again, for the, I think there's a guy on my disc in the comment section, just in case. He keeps saying that these are actually, in fact, SSXs, which are midget subs, and he thinks that Wirraway is placing them here to draw the attention of the PBYs to these, to bomb these things, because they're not very capable. So who knows if that's true or not, but they do seem to be getting a lot of attention by the PBYs. All right, intel. We just see that Kusai Island expanded airfield to size 4, and that could be useful to the Japanese here when the attack finally comes. That gives them a little more aircraft they can operate from here. All right, what else we got? Repairs. Oh, I thought this was cool. The Cassin has been repaired down in Auckland. Let's take a look at that. Here's the Cassin. This was one of the destroyers that was damaged near Nauru a few weeks ago. It's fully operational and back together now. And the Smith, which is another Mayhem class, will be ready in 1 turn. We can get these guys back into the fight. And the last thing I noticed through here was some unknown stuff. Again, a lot of mentions of these SSXs being attacked near Millie. And unfortunately, since we're in the unknown thing and here, this is here, we can take a look at this. This was rather unfortunate. A lot of PBYs were shot down over Batavia this turn. And we basically have none left operational out of Sandpit. So our early warning radar has basically been neutralized. And where we didn't have to do anything, our PBYs flew to Batavia to the cap that was there and got shot down like moths being attracted to a bug zapper. So now, because of that, we don't have any visibility on the Kido Butai and where they're going, which kind of sucks. So I don't know what the plan is for DesertWolf. I would think he's going to fly some more of these PBYs into there to replace these losses, but it's going to take a turn. And by that time, the Kido Butai could be dangerously close to being out of range. Right? I don't know. Maybe a couple more turns of spotting from here, but he needs to get more aircraft in here and quickly if he wants to reestablish visuals on the carriers. All right, so I basically went through all the noteworthy stuff in the ops report. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to a more condensed view, and we'll talk about the turn recap and track down task forces and all that stuff. So I'll be right back with you. Oh, hi. I'm back. Okay, we're back looking at the turn here. So in China, we have 3 main areas of activity. We have this hex here, we've got this hex here, and this one here. And they're all going to be kind of really grindy kind of affairs because the terrain is no good for the Japanese. Mountainous terrain here, rough terrain here, like forest rough, and regular rough terrain here. The only place they have any chance of maybe overpowering the Japanese might be here, but they have difficult supply lines. They're going to get cut off and surrounded by these troops coming down this way. So even this might be a stretch. And despite this high disruption here, they do have a lot of troops in here, more than the Japanese have. So I don't know if this attack is going to bear fruit or not. We'll have to wait and see. And even if he does dislodge these guys, he's still got to get through this and this. I don't know. I think this was a good try, but I think the Japanese are overextended here now. But we'll have to wait and see. In Burma, the Allies have the initiative here, at least on the ground. All the attacks that we're seeing are coming from the Allies, and they seem to be focused primarily in this hex. And as you can see here, DesertWolf is rotating guys in and out, like this light cavalry unit. He's bringing them out because they appear to be pretty badly damaged from combat. It's just going to be a slow, grindy affair down the Rangoon. If anything else is going to happen in Burma, I don't know where it is. This is a very difficult ground situation for me to read, but at least we see there's activity here, and all the bombers seem to be focused here right now. Taking a quick peek around Japanese airfields, we don't see any buildup of Japanese aircraft yet. We do need to talk about the Indian Ocean out here. There's a lot of activity over here at Cocos, and I don't know why. The Japanese have the Yubari out here. I don't know what they were trying to do with that bombardment. It accomplished absolutely nothing. We have all these subs here now, so if anything, DesertWolf could probably leave a couple of these guys behind and set up a little bit of sub operations here just to protect the islands from the Japanese coming in, because they appear to really want to disrupt something here, right? And again, we lost that AK here, and I don't really understand why he was even out of the port, unless he was just on his way out because he was done unloading, and it was just bad timing that the Japanese showed up. I don't really know. Okay, so I already mentioned it previously, but we lost our early warning radar system. The PBYs all got shot down more or less over Batavia. So if he wants to get this back up and running, he's going to have to bring some more PBYs over from Cocos. And there's quite a bit. He's got, what, 12, 18, almost 19, 20 PBYs here. If I were him, I'd start moving a lot of these guys over to Sandpit. Just to keep eyes on the Kido Butai for as long as possible, because we need to know where they're going. And we need to go know where they're going because of this. So I got lit up by my Discord because they said I'm blind or something, because these task forces down here actually say exactly where they're going. I didn't see it. Rosso and Tagula. And where are those two places, right? It's these two islands here. I'm not entirely sure why he's selecting these. And the reason being, I don't think they're great islands to invade because their port capacity is at -0. And in this version of the game, this has been corrected in the latest beta, but in this one, your bases with the natural 0 can't take advantage of any kind of naval support units, so that means it's really hard to unload stuff here. But he's going for these two, and I guess the only reason I could think of is they're the furthest south in the Solomon's area, the furthest ones that are isolated from the Japanese, that he can get a foothold in here without being overcommitted or surrounded by nearby Japanese bases. But yeah, these troops here are definitely going for these two islands here. So expect that in the next few turns. But the Kido Butai could easily intervene there, right? So it's very important that we know which way they're going. But now that I know where these Japanese or where these Australian troops are going, this task force here makes a lot more sense. So the Lexington, Saratoga, and Wasp, I think, are actually going to head this way to support the landings on Tagula and Rosso Islands. They're going to continue working down this way, and I'm sure as they come by Tulagi, they're going to launch some air raids to deal with all these ships that are out here. So these guys are still not spotted yet. So it is possible for DesertWolf to get these carriers into here. Let's see, where's 8 hexes if they're going at normal speed, right? If he gets his carriers into this hex next turn, he can easily launch a shipping raid against all this stuff in here and take out a lot of ships. And right now, Wirraway won't see it coming. So this is an opportunity here, which is, it definitely speaks pretty poorly of the Japanese naval search situation in this area. I don't know how they're missing these carriers, but they are, because we see no detection on this. So I would expect next turn to see these carriers in action dealing with the ships off of Tulagi. Now, looking up to the northern part of the Marshalls, we have a whole nother situation going on here, right? We've got these guys bound for Kusai, and now I know what these guys are here for. See how they're holding? This is additional tank regiment or tank units that are probably going to merge with these guys as they come down south to add more armor to the mix. So we have the 32nd Infantry. Actually, I'll be right back. Hey, I'm back. Sorry, I had to go tuck some kids in for bed. Forgot how late it was here. Okay, so I was looking at the makeup of this invasion, and it looks like we've got one infantry division, okay, so 2 armored battalions and 1 infantry division when you add in these guys here. That to me does not seem like enough troops to take Kusai easily. So I'm wondering if DesertWolf is going to try to work some more troops into this, because there's a lot of troops here, and this base has not received the preparation that the other ones have. Millie's been beaten up pretty bad, right? Naru's been basically leveled, but Kusai has had almost nothing done to it. So I'm a little concerned that we're coming in a little bit light here. So I I'm gonna be waiting to see how this goes. Unless there's more moving parts to this operation than what I can see, it looks like it might be a little bit understaffed. And also, when you look at Kusai, I think that Wirraway has deduced that that's probably a place for the allies to come, and he's got a lot of fighters there. Now, 96 fighters is not going to be enough to overcome the amount of aircraft on these carriers, right? We got 60 aircraft here, fighters wise, right? 60 fighters here, over 60 fighters here. So we're bringing almost 200 fighters. Here, let's just look at this. This is how many fighters we're bringing on these task forces, right? That's a lot. That's more than double what Roy Namor has. So he could just sweep these guys down to nothing. Still, I am concerned about the amount of troops coming in here. So we'll wait and see. As far as the Nauru invasion, it's already underway. Look at this. There they are, guys. 2 infantry divisions are on the way to Nauru. And we have other troops ready to follow up behind them, see? These guys are all Macon Landing Force. Nope, that needs to be changed, the title. But he's already got task forces loaded up with support troops to follow up behind. Let's look at Abamama. Nothing there. So it looks like all these guys are going to come in behind these ones for Nauru. So I expect the invasion of Nauru to go down within 1 to 2 turns. I didn't think he'd go for it, guys, but I guess he is. Taking a little bit further peek back here, we've got more troops coming into Macon. I assume these are destined for Millie. Yeah, I think that's it. And you got the escort carriers here at Tarawa, and I expect these to be used either to support Nauru or Millie. So that's basically it in a nutshell. We have a lot of stuff going down in the next couple turns. We got the invasion of Nauru. We got the invasion of Kusai. We've got the carriers here, and we have Australian troops heading for these 2 islands here. Now that I finally caught up to the rest of you guys, and I can read the title of the troops here. Now we know what's going on. So a lot of moving parts to this, and I see what's happening here. DesertWolf is trying to cram a lot of activity into a short amount of time because he had a fix on where the Kido Butai was at, right? Because when this all started, when Wirraway attacked Akyab and he used all of his carriers here, right? That set this whole chain of events into motion, where DesertWolf decided to push the button and go hard and quickly at multiple locations because he knew where the Kido Butai was at. But once that attack went down on Akyab, there's a timer on it, right? Because pretty soon Wirraway's going to catch on to all the activity here, and he's probably going to send the Kido Butai over here to intervene. So there's a brief window of about 2 weeks where all of this can get done, and we're in the first few days of that. So it's going to be very busy the next, I don't know, well into December. We're going to see a lot of activity, and at some point we may actually encounter a carrier, like a carrier on carrier fleet engagement when Kido Butai shows up. And this is actually a little bit dangerous right now because the carriers are split in half, right? We've got 6 fleet carriers, and there's 3 and 3. The Kido Butai can easily overwhelm one of these 2 elements individually if they get caught by themselves. No problem. If all 6 of these carriers were together, it might be a bit of a slugfest, and it could be kind of a mutually assured destruction kind of situation between the Kido Butai and the American carriers. However, if the Kido Butai shows up and takes on one of these 2 elements, it is no contest. I don't see the American carriers having any chance of surviving the 2-on-1 ratio. So a lot of stuff has to happen in the next 2 weeks, and these guys need to wrap it up and be out of town before KB shows up. So I'm going to try to get through as many turns as possible and get these out to you guys so you can see them with as little delay as possible. So thank you for watching this. I hope you're enjoying this. I wish more people were watching this campaign because this is really exciting. And it's a part of, it's a side of this game we don't get to see a lot. Allies surviving 1942 and being strong and going on the offensive. A lot of these campaigns end early, either because the Allies get crushed too hard or the Japanese give up. But this hasn't happened in this campaign, and we're getting to see rare footage that I'm bringing to you. So tell your friends to get over here and watch this stuff because it's good. I'll catch you on the next one.